I started with $0 on the islands. My goal is to make $100 million. In the previous episode, I started with just a fishing rod, which allowed me to reel in a few distinctive items, such as a bucket, a sign, and an old tire. And naturally, a few fish helped me earn enough money to acquire my initial mower and baler, allowing me to create bales, which I then gathered, sold, and ultimately accumulated €4,408 by the episode's conclusion. I have a very good plan for how to use the money I earned from selling the grass bales. I'm investing the entire amount in a manual tree planter and some seedlings. This way, in a short time, well, maybe not that short, since I'll have to wait for the trees to grow, I'll be making some very good money. After my shopping, I have €405 remaining, so now all that's left is to plant these 60 trees and then patiently wait for them to grow. I utilized the entire pallet of seedlings. 60 trees were planted in remarkably quick succession. This is how it looks now. I'll need to patiently wait a few months for these trees to mature before I can finally begin the logging process. Here it is, my new money generator. Many months have passed. Everything's grown, making it almost impassable. I planted these trees so densely. I'll soon find out how much money I'll make from selling a single tree. However, prior to selling anything, I'll need to locate a timber selling point. It costs €1,000. Unfortunately, I don't currently possess that amount, so I'll have to catch several fish and diligently earn that €1,000 to acquire it. I must really apply myself to this task. The first fish I caught is worth €100. I'm casting my line and waiting for the next one. And I've got another fish. This time it's €200, so I'm absolutely sure I'll reel in some old boot or something similar. Exactly. I caught a buoy. For the next several minutes, I continued fishing. I managed to catch a few fish, and naturally, a ton of trash along with them, but also one very large fish that was worth €400. In total, I have managed to accumulate €1,805 in my account. This sum will enable me to buy the wood collection point, level the surrounding ground, and perhaps even purchase an axe. However, if I don't, I'll simply cast my fishing rod again, reel in one more fish, and all will be well. After setting up the selling point, I had €129 left. Unfortunately, as you can see, leveling the ground drained my funds completely, so I must fish again. I truly hope to hook a fish immediately, rather than an old tire, a buoy, or some other piece of trash like a boot. What a pleasant surprise, I managed to catch a fish right away. It's the worst one, sure worth €100, but it's better than nothing. No more waiting around. I just got myself an axe and I'm about to start cutting down that very first tree. For convenience and to maximize my earnings, I chopped this tree into smaller sections. I then transported everything to the collection point. Here's what the tree looks like, all piled up at the selling point. In just a moment, everything will be clear. We'll find out the value of one tree at my selling point. The moment of truth. I'm running to click sell. And how much money will hit my account? €7,481. Now that's a sizable amount. And remember, I have 60 of these trees. I need money for an investment. So, I'm starting the wholesale tree felling. I'll begin with 5. This should be sufficient for me to acquire a basic tractor, a lawnmower, and to employ a worker. Just as I said, I did it. 5 trees are down. Now I just have to cut everything up and haul it to the selling point. If you also wish to play on this map and with the mods I'm currently using, please visit my Patreon page. Furthermore, with the code that's currently visible, the first 100 individuals will receive a special discount. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'm not sure what's holding you back. Do it right away so you don't miss any future videos on my channel. I've processed roughly half of the timber, brought it to the selling point, and now the moment has arrived to sell. This will fetch €19,284. That's what I earned for the part I've already managed to cut. I'm getting back to cutting the rest, transporting it to the shop, and soon enough, you'll be able to make purchases. I have a small request for all of you. Please let me know in the comments if this editing style suits you, or if I'm perhaps shortening the actions I perform too much, and you would prefer a time-lapse to see everything but simply at a more accelerated pace. Let me know. In the meantime, as you can see, I've managed to cut, gather, and transport all the wood to the shop. Now all that's left is to sell. Oh, and it looks like one log got away from me, but I've already earned €14,721. And now for the missing one, €1,920. Alright, so I managed to earn roughly 16,000 euros from those trees, and currently I have 43,458 euros deposited in my account. However, prior to spending any money, I decided to clear the stumps to avoid hitting them inadvertently or having them impede my progress. And now I can calmly head over to the shop. This equipment provided me with a pretty good start on my island, but it's definitely time for an upgrade. Let's navigate to the tractor section. I've chosen to select my favorite 300 horsepower tractor. I spent 5,900 on it, and to go with it, this mower, which costs 4,100 euros. As usual, I'm buying everything here with cash since I'm playing without leasing. My brand new tractor and mower are already at the shop, poised and prepared for me to recruit a worker. This will help me inch closer to my grand objective, $100 million and a renewable energy dominion across my islands. I have at my disposal this beautiful island that is full of grass. It's on this very island that my worker will get his first task. The great moment has arrived, the inaugural firing up of my tractor, and in just a moment I will employ my initial worker, who will precisely be mowing that previously mentioned island. I managed to get the tractor across that puddle that separates my islands. Now, I'm setting the worker loose on the pre-designated course and wishing him the best of luck. I'm really hoping to be pleased with his performance and dedication. The worker is performing exceptionally well, having just finished outlining the island. This presents an ideal opportunity to switch to a satisfying drone perspective, a comprehensive top-down view, allowing us to observe the complete island and admire the remarkable progress the worker is making so quickly, especially considering this footage is accelerated 20-fold. And shortly, I'll begin my initial investments in renewables. I intend to construct the very first wind power plant. We shall observe what the budget permits. Just a reminder, I have about 33,000 euros in my account, and I need to invest it well. For a moment, I'm letting the worker continue mowing the grass, so I can browse the selection of wind power plants that are currently available for purchase in my shop. I decided to go with small wind power plants for 2,500 euros each. These generate 360 euros each month, which is quite impressive, exceeding a 10% monthly return on investment. I also had to allocate a portion of my funds to elevate the terrain, which then allowed me to start installing wind power plants. They simply weren't effective when submerged in water. Currently, I've managed to install 11 wind turbines. I've exhausted the entire budget I had allocated for this project. Now, I'll need to generate a bit more income, as merely 11 power plants hardly amounts to anything significant. I really need to generate $100 million, and as of now, my investment is projected to yield approximately $4,000 in passive income each month. During the time I was preoccupied with investing funds, my diligent worker excelled in their task and successfully completed the mowing of the specified area. My islands are experiencing substantial transformations. First, 60 trees emerged, followed by the installation of 11 wind turbines. They're springing up like mushrooms after rain. And this is just the beginning. My investments created a huge hole in the budget. There's nothing better than plugging that gap with wood, or more accurately, with the money I'll make from it. Once again, I cut down 5 trees. Now I have to cut it all into pieces, haul it to the selling point, and of course, sell it. This is the perfect remedy for the hole in my island's budget. All the timber has now arrived at the selling location. There's nothing left for me to do but sell it all and pocket a hefty payout. 32,867 euros. That's how much I managed to earn from that sale. Since the worker has finished his job in this area, I'll transport the tractor to the second island and hire him again there. The worker has already begun, and I am transitioning to my drone's perspective, as it offers the optimal vantage point for observing the work's advancement. I began cutting all the grass on all of the islands, but truthfully, I still haven't figured out what I want to do with it. Let me know in the comments what you would do with this grass. I will most likely make silage from it and simply sell it off. Another viable option would be to purchase some animals, specifically sheep. They do eat grass after all. but it's probably not the best idea for me to expand the farm that much here. That's not the ultimate goal of this episode. The main objective is $100 million, so I must prioritize swift investments and the development of renewable energy sources. Another very good source of income will undoubtedly come from processing wood, and as it happens, I have an abundance of timber readily available. Another island has been entirely covered with freshly mown grass. At this moment, I've essentially cut everything within my capability, so I'm heading to park the tractor and mower right beside my tent. I've made a very serious blunder. I neglected to clear out the tree stumps. I will rectify my error right away and then proceed to the store to invest my 30,000 euros, but on this occasion, not into wind power plants. I made a decision to diversify my revenue stream somewhat, and consequently, I invested in gas cylinder refilling stations. Each of these units costs 3,800 euros, yet yields a profit of 840 euros every single month. I've established 8 of these stations, so that's going to amount to roughly 7,000 euros each month. So, with my wind turbines included, that's already over 10,000 euros in passive profit each month. At least in theory, that is. But will things actually turn out that way? That remains to be seen, but you will find out in the next episode. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for what is coming next.